From South Florida, I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, it's Miami-Dade County. It's the land of D-Wade. It's a place unlike any other.
No doubt about it, Ed. Every time you see the Flash play, it reminds you of greatness. No doubt he's going to show that tonight on the court.
Opening tip won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Jimmy Butler for two. Wide open look won't go.
It didn't hurt him this time, but defensively, you got to prevent him from even catching the ball to begin with.
To Leonard. The pass set it all up.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Dragic. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Leonard, his first effort off the mark. Deep left corner, Waiters. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Butler into the front court. His team up by 1. Dragic. Not that time. He misses. To Leonard. And the finish. Slam dunk. Now the Heat going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in a 1-point basketball game. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor.
16, James Johnson.
Clippers have it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know, you're not getting back on D.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Kawhi Leonard!
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Time for some new personnel into the game. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice.
Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
He'd come up with it. And the finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
The assist from number
To Beverly.
Jimmy Butler.
Ah, the monster stuff. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
To Butler. Short jumper stays out. To Leonard. Fires the 3. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you got to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Jimmy Butler. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
To number 13, Bam Adebayo. That's his first personal foul.
Add 2 points to the board. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
The follow won't go either.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
George to Leonard. And he hits.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To George. Here's a chance from long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him. Butler to bring it up. Down 8. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Ah, rocking the rim. Good sign that time, Jay, as they get one to go down. But now let's see if they can get a stop on the other end.
If you're looking at this game like you're looking at your week, it's the first quarter, which means that it's Monday. It's early. Just because you had a bad Monday doesn't mean you can't have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Were you the kind of person who always had that cake? Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Everyone gets
Leonard.
pizza.
Rebound taken by Olynyk. To Waiters. Butler. And that's going to be out of bounds off of George. Butler. Off the assist.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Williams.
Jimmy Butler.
Beverly. Kelly Olynyk swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Oh, he had it. Leonard. He engulfed him that time. Butler into the front court. Minute gone by in this second quarter. Montrezl Harrell sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To Leonard. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Knocks down the second after missing the first.
Entering the game for the Heat.
He'd have the basketball. Dragic. Not getting the bounce. Williams. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Dragic. Can't connect. Williams across the timeline. His team on top by 8. To Paul George for 3, and Paul George good on the quick release there.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Waiters. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Williams to George. Beyond the arc for 3. It was contested.